I know that a lot of your listeners, they're going to say that I am a monster. Even this Nigerian guy who has the story that has brought me on your channel, who is called Prince. You think that Prince might be the only one? No, he is not. Brother Nashi, this Nigerian guy, he was just the biggest blesser that had a lot of money that could give me a lot of money. By the time that I was in Matric, I was already a professional. My mother used to be a slave queen when she was young. I do not know what they used to call slave queens back in those days. My mother, she taught me the things that she also did. She would sleep with a man after they would have met at a shabin or a tavern. And then in the morning, she will tell you that she wants such kind of money that most of the guys would not afford, unless if you sell your car, then you will be able to give her the money. If not, she would call the police and she would report rape. My mother taught me one thing. She said, a man is very weak after he would have finished ejaculating inside of you, because that can be used as evidence. If you say that I'm the girlfriend, but we never agreed to have sex, he forced me, it is rape. So my mother, even the house that she built, it was from that money when she was falsely accusing other men that she would have met at taverns and beer halls, accusing them of rape. So I was already a specialist in that. From grade 11 to grade 12, I personally saw it that 4 different men had their lives destroyed. They were arrested. It started with a man who was my life orientation teacher who passed away in prison. He was a good man. He was very soft. My mother liked him a lot. My mother saw him at a parents' meeting and noticed how he looked at me. She did not tell me to stay away. She told me to sleep with him. I let him for months and months, acting like the struggling student who needed private tutoring after hours. When he was now making the mistake of touching me, I did not even pull away. I opened my legs for him and I waited. The next day, following my mother's script, I went to the principal's office with my shirt torn and my eyes red. I told them that the same for life orientation had raped me. My mother already knew what time I was going to go to the principal, because she said by 11 you are supposed to be at the principal's office. My mother arrived at the school screaming for blood. As for that same, he was told by my mom to pay up. Since he did not have the money ready, cash, that my mother wanted, my mother reported the issue, lost his pension, his teaching license, was arrested, and later on he passed away in prison. After him, there were 3 others. 2 were local guys from the township, those that drove nice cars thinking that they were players. And 1 was a taxi owner who used to give me free rides and extra cash. And every one of them, I pretended as if they had raped me, opened up a case against them, and then they were rotting in prison. I would go to the police station, open a case, even if a guy would be crying on the phone, please do not do it. All that I would say is, I want money. If you do not give me money, then I'm going to arrest you, because you know that you raped me. Even though we could have slept with each other and I would even have enjoyed. So I'm starting by telling you what happened to me since I was in grade 11, so that other men, they can understand that you can meet up with a woman that was trained to have a cruel heart like the way that I am. I do not feel sorry for any man. I do not feel anything. If it is time for you to pay me, if you do not pay me, then you will get to learn what it is like to date a woman that is cruel. I want it to be a warning to other men, those that love to go to groove, to party. You might collect a slave queen like me, then you go out with her. But if you do not prepare your money, that slave queen, she is going to destroy you. make sure that when you collect a woman, before you start drinking alcohol or before you sleep with her, find somewhere where she can sign that this is the money that we have agreed that this guy is going to give me. Because if you just sleep with a woman, she will be expecting a lot from you. And then in the morning, you are giving her peanuts. She can get you arrested and going to jail for rape. Everyone will just say that the woman, she is telling the truth, even though she might be lying. But people, they would care more about what the woman would say rather than what the guy would be saying when he is telling his own side of the story. Right now, I am a married woman. That is why I have ended up looking for you. I am even sending you this recording from my car. I'm scared that if I go inside, my husband, he is in the house with our daughter. She is probably watching cartoons. I've just returned back from work. So maybe he's just thinking that I'm checking maybe work emails from the office because I am holding a banner phone. So rather, I have another phone that I bought. It is just a cheap phone that I bought recently at a pep store about 3 weeks ago. I hide it underneath somewhere in my car. Let's just say under the spare in the boot or in the back of my daughter's toy chest where I know that my husband will never look. So this phone is the one that I am using to communicate with a Nigerian man from the past, a man that I got deported from South Africa, a man that I stole money from. If you were to see me today, you think that maybe I am bluffing. The story that I am telling you with the life that I am living right now, those two, they don't even match at all. One might even think that maybe I'm just lying, trying to create stories. But why would I want to create a story? Listen, this is what happened. As I told you when I started my confession, that I was someone that was very experienced in manipulating and blackmailing men. I would date a married guy and claim that he has raped me. So back in those days, I was very young. Now I am 29. I do have a good job. I'm working at Absam. We have a beautiful home. And my husband is someone that loves me with all of his heart. But many years ago, when I was in Matric, that was when I met my Nigerian blesser. All along, I had been dating South African boys, but I was tired of dating boys. I wanted real men. I wanted men that could take care of me. So then I met Prince. He was a Nigerian businessman who was staying in Joburg. I used to go and visit his brother with one of my friend who was dating that Nigerian guy. Later, Prince became my blesser and he treated me like I was going to become his wife. But he said that at least after 18, that is when maybe we can get married. He was the first one to ever buy me my first iPhone. He paid even for my Matric dance. He gave my mother money. I don't know why my mother ended up coaching me to do so much evil against this Nigerian guy because he would hustle for me. Sometimes he would work until 3 midnight doing his hustles so that he can give me a better life. It was just before my final exams. Prince told me that he was going to travel back to Lagos for a week to finalize a big contract because he had been talking about relocating to his country. That is where I think maybe he messed up because I thought that if he goes to Nigeria, then who was going to take care of me? Who was going to give me money like the way that he was giving me? In my mind, I said, it is far much better that this guy, I just do bad stuff to him so that he does not go to Nigeria. Even when my mom said, let us create a fake story so that he can get arrested, in my mind, I thought that he was going to come out of prison since he had good lawyers and we could start over. I wanted to stop him in the most demonic way for him not to go back to his country. He had 500,000 that I found. It was cash. He had opened up a mattress. Inside of that mattress, I thought that this was where he used to hide his drugs. It was a bed that was in another room that he had told me not to enter because he kept his things that he would have gotten after hustling. Yes, I want to confess that he was a drug dealer. That is why sometimes he would stay as late as 3 midnight hustling so that he can put food on the table for me and my mother. So when I opened up that mattress, because I was staying in his apartment all alone when he had gone to his country, Nigeria, then that was when I saw that there was money, there were drugs as well inside. So I sold some of the drugs and I left just a little bit that I knew that if he is caught with the drugs, he won't go to prison for a very long time. I took 500,000. Then that was when we used my mother's contact. Since my mom had been a slave queen for a long time, she even claims that she once slept with a minister. I don't know how true it is. He said that she was taken on a vacation with that minister to Mauritius. So there was a home affairs guy that she had dated a very long time. To flag Prince's name, we reported him for illegal activities, fraudulent papers. That plan, it worked perfectly, and Prince was picked up at OR Tambo. He was deported and returned back to Nigeria. He did not even get the chance to come to his apartment to pick up his money. He vanished from my life, and I moved on with a $500,000, and I moved back to Soweto to stay with my mom. That money, it put me through university because we bought a taxi, and my uncle, who is my mother's brother, the youngest one in the family, became the taxi driver, and he started to manage the business very well until my uncle had 4 taxis to this date. I bought my mother a flat later on, and this gave me a clean start to life. I needed to become someone in my own life, and I focused on my education. Even though I was a slave queen, I would go and drink and booze all weekend long, but I was someone that used to study really hard. I met my husband. He is a good South African man who has no idea that I used to be a gangster, a baddie, since I was in grade 10, 11, 12, and I pretended as if I am a good Christian woman for him. I never told him a single word about the things that I did in the past, about dating Nigerians. To my husband, I'm just someone that comes from Soweto, studied humble background, working hard. He does not even know that I was a thief. 3 weeks ago, that was when I got a message. It started on my private Instagram. This was an Instagram that I opened long time ago. Even though I still had the passwords, I rarely even visited them because I had tried to do online hookups, but there were no guys that were even coming to see me, or they would just make appointments. I would go to town, the guy would not even show up. So I abandoned that Instagram. Then I just opened it up. So this guy, he had sent me a message a long time ago, like 3 years back. That message had been sitting in my DM. That was when I saw this message 3 weeks ago written. I told you I will find you, name hidden. I have been waiting for you to contact me. I want my money. And immediately I recognized that this is Prince, the Nigerian drug dealer. He's back in South Africa. I don't know how he came back to South Africa. When he came back, then I started to panic because I know that I owe him a $500,000. Even though I stole it a very long time ago, money is still money. $500,000 is still $500,000. So I then started to talk with him because right now I am operating in survival mode. I then immediately told him that I was going to buy a phone so that he speaks with me only on that phone. What surprised me is that after I had bought this phone from Pep, it is just a normal small phone. And if my husband sees it, maybe he'll just think that I bought this for our daughter so that our daughter can watch cartoons on that phone and play games. But brother, this is the phone that I'm using to speak with Prince on WhatsApp. I gave him my phone numbers after I registered the SIM on Instagram To my surprise, he knows that I am working at APSA. He knows where my daughter goes to school. He even once sent me a picture of my husband going into Virgin Active Gym. He is showing me that he can destroy my world in one phone call. So I pleaded with him, and this is the voice note that he sent to me yesterday. I do not want your husband's money, but I want you to give me my money immediately. And I said, baby, I don't have 500,000. I am even owing some money on my credit card that I'm failing to pay. Please help me with that money. I can do whatever you want. And then he said, you were supposed to be my wife, Leratom. You took my money and you got me arrested. Now I want you to give me a son. When he said that he wants me to fall pregnant for him, brother, he said that he wants us to have a baby so that he can be able to have proper documentation in South Africa. If I refuse, he says that I am going to your husband's office tomorrow and I am going to show your husband hell. Rather, when he said this, I'm paralyzed. Even if I agree to start sleeping with him again, if I fall pregnant on the birth certificate part, that is all that he wants. A birth certificate that he can use. He can go with me to Home Affairs. Home Affairs doesn't have to get into my business of me cheating on my husband. They don't care about that as long as we created life together. He says that he can qualify to be a temporary resident. He says that he is willing to pay me only after the birth certificate has his name on that birth certificate. I'm really scared, my brother. If I fall pregnant right now, there is no problem. I can give that pregnancy to my husband, lie to him that I am pregnant for him, but the challenge is the birth certificate. He is saying that he knows people who know people. They can create a fake birth certificate for me that will be having my name and the name of my husband, such that it will seem as if me and my husband, we had this child together. I'm scared. What if something happens and then we are supposed to take our son, maybe the girl that we are going to give birth to crash, and later on it is discovered that it is a fake thing. He says that I'm going to teach you everything. Just have a child with me. We are going to have a son. It seems as if he's sure. The way that he's punishing me, the punishment, it is just too much for me to handle. I have been communicating with him daily. Sometimes when he speaks, I feel attracted to him. I feel scared because of what I did to him. I have been hiding the phone in my daughter's room because my husband will never go through the stuff inside of a room. Sometimes I sit on the floor playing with my daughter in her room whilst I am actually speaking with my Nigerian ex-blesser. I need advice from your subscribers. Do you think that there is a way out? Should I try to pay him slowly the 500K with interest? I can't even take a loan from the bank. My credit score is messed up. I'm really scared because he said, I want money today. If you are going to pay me, do not tell me stories. I told my mother about this. Sometimes she takes the phone, she speaks with him, but she just say, Mama, I respect you so much as my in-law. I just want to have a child with your daughter so that I can legalize my stay. You see what is happening with Much and Much. I do not want to be caught in wrong business. He claims that he is no longer doing drugs. He has a nice restaurant that he opened up, but he does not have proper documents. He just wants to be documented. You would help me to take care of the child that we would have given birth to. Sometimes he can send me a location of a hotel. Come, baby, let us sleep together. I want to take you to the doctors so that you can be fertile and you can fall pregnant for me. He says that he will respect my husband. He will never say anything. Tell your subscribers to be honest with me. Am I a monster? And can a monster ever truly be a good wife? Should I just fall pregnant and bury this secret with the baby that I would have given birth to? I'll be following through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to us by one of our dear sister, and let us thank one of our admin who helped us with this translation. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Let us meet again in the following episode.